Imagine waking up and discovering that your name, your ID number, your birth date, your entire digital identity has been stolen. Not just yours, not a few thousand people, but almost everyone in your country. In 2025, Paraguay experienced one of the most extreme cyber extortion attacks ever recorded, where hackers threatened to expose the personal data of nearly 7.4 million citizens. This was not a corporate breach or a hospital ransomware incident. This was a nation being held hostage in cyberspace. Paraguay may be a relatively small South American country, but what happened there sent shockwaves through the global cybersecurity community. In early June 2025, a previously unknown cybercriminal group appeared on the dark web, calling itself Brigada Cyber PMC. The group made a bold and terrifying claim that they had breached multiple Paraguayan government systems and stolen massive amounts of sensitive citizen data directly from internal databases. The hackers' demand was chilling in its simplicity. They asked for $7.4 million in ransom, exactly $1 for every citizen of Paraguay. If the government paid, the data would remain hidden. If they refused, the hackers promised to leak everything publicly. To increase pressure, they published a countdown timer, turning the attack into a public spectacle and psychological warfare aimed at both officials and citizens. To prove they were not bluffing, the attackers released sample files online. Cybersecurity researchers quickly confirmed the data was real. The leaked samples contained citizen names, identification numbers, birth details, and government-linked records. This was not scraped data or information taken from social media. It was internal data, and once it appeared online, experts knew the consequences would be permanent. As the deadline approached, panic spread quietly behind closed doors. The Paraguayan government eventually responded with a firm stance, publicly announcing that it would not negotiate with cybercriminals and would not pay the ransom. Officials claimed that some of the leaked data might have come from older breaches rather than a new attack, but the authenticity of the files could not be denied. The countdown continued, and the world watched. When the timer reached 0, the hackers followed through on their threat. Massive archives of data were released across underground forums and torrent networks. Within hours, the files were copied, mirrored, and redistributed across the dark web, making containment impossible. Cybersecurity experts began describing the incident as a population-scale data breach, a rare and devastating event where nearly an entire country is affected at once. Investigations later suggested that the attack likely did not begin with an advanced zero-day exploit or nation-state-level cyberweapon. Instead, it probably started with infostealer malware, malicious software designed to silently steal usernames and passwords from infected devices. A single compromised employee account may have been enough to give attackers access to internal systems that were never designed to face the internet. The Paraguay attack exposed a frightening reality. Governments are only as secure as their weakest password. Unlike traditional ransomware attacks that encrypt systems and shut down services, this operation focused entirely on data theft and extortion. No systems were locked, no infrastructure collapsed, yet the damage was irreversible. Once personal data is leaked, there is no way to take it back. For millions of Paraguayan citizens, the consequences were deeply personal. The breach meant years of potential identity theft, constant scam attempts, and lifelong vigilance over financial records. Most of the victims had done nothing wrong. They never clicked a malicious link or reused a password. Their data was stolen simply because it existed inside a system that failed to protect it. This attack marked a shift in modern cybercrime. Hackers no longer need to shut down governments or cripple infrastructure. Data itself has become the weapon. And extortion without encryption is now one of the fastest-growing cybercrime models in the world. The Paraguay ransomware attack was not just a breach. It was a warning. In the digital age, cybersecurity is no longer just an IT issue. It is a matter of national survival. If you want more real cybercrime stories that governments and corporations don't want you to remember, subscribe to Breach Narrative because the next digital disaster may already be unfolding right now.